I took the
Sorry.
year off, like just get used to like the freeways and get used to stuff and not get caught up in a whole bunch of
Yeah.
comedian bullshit. And you know, I mean, I kind of knew it was gonna take me a year just to like chill, and I didn't.
Kind
I
of
didn't.
settle in.
Yeah, and I did a couple shows. I did one show that I wanted to do, and you know, I did okay. Like I did good, but like I didn't expect myself to do that great because I knew what headspace I was in. So like this year is just me getting used to the scene. I'm glad I took that. I'm glad I took that year to reset a bit and deal with my mental health more. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
you know, meeting some really cool comics though. Still writing a whole bunch of jokes as much as I can. So it's
Oh, yeah.
basically and my wife still adjusting to her job. She works at Trader Joe's, so it's like we, you know, it's been an interesting year.
Yeah, yeah, that is interesting. That's cool. I don't know why I thought you were in Texas. I think everybody and their mama is moving to Texas these days.
You know what, man? I'm gonna tell you something. I I I I I I my wife wouldn't ever want to move to Texas.
Mine either. Mine either.
Um, my wife said, "I'm a woman. Why would I want to move to Texas?"
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. Shoot.
I was like, "Hey,
Right.
It's not
that's
no
pretty,
lies detected.
no lies detected there." The only reason why I would want to go to Texas is for the barbecue. So
Oh
Mm.
yeah, that I have to admit, the food
I'd
looks pretty
visit.
good.
I'd visit Texas probably during the winter.
yeah, I got a cousin in Houston. I'll visit him. I'll do a couple shows and stuff, but I don't have any desire to stay there.
Well, with that being said, what is up? Welcome to the Hypothetical Comedy Podcast. I am Funky Sam Medina,
And I am Athena Rodriguez.
and we are here with comedian and wrestling fan Cedric Drake. I almost called you
Yes.
Cedric Alexander. I don't know why. I'm used to having those two words together. In fact, we were getting ready to do it, and I was like, "All right, we got Cedric Alexander. I mean Cedric Drake.
I was like, oh dang,
That's a big get for us."
I am a Cedric Alexander fan.
Yeah, he's dope as fuck.
He's a
Glad he's
really,
finally free
really
again. Speaking of him,
you know, I mean, in some ways, he's still, you know, even though he's in TNA now, he's still sniffing the WWE. I think when you're there now, it's like basically you're going to get more opportunities, and some of those guys just got fired and then just went to TNA. It's like, okay, and you're still going to be on
right?
NXT.
right? We're gonna go back to your recruiting system now.
Yeah, it's like if you see Ash by Elegance like every week, like it's not like she left. It doesn't feel like she left. So
Yeah, I really, speaking of Ash by Elegance, I mean, let's get into wrestling, I guess, a little bit. She
like,
really reinvented herself, and I really like the character that she's
Yes.
doing. Because I did not like her character work much in WWE, but I think when she went to TNA, she really like turned it around.
Yeah, she blossomed.
yeah, I agree with that. And also like she I think they let her shine. I think in TNA they let you shine and they let you kind of actually get a personality and actually show who you are and
Yeah,
make
and have some say, basically.
yeah. I mean, unfortunately, TNA, as some people have said, is kind of like a transition company now, where you kind of like learn how to wrestle, learn how to be a wrestler, and really, really kind of get your character. Because if you look like Drew, I'm gonna say his real name, Drew Galloway.
You guys just buddy or what?
He did. No, I love Drew. He basically, you know, reinvented himself in TNA, and like,
He
so
did.
like, you know, that
I mean,
place.
Lashley too. You can say the same thing about Lashley. Same time
Yeah,
frame.
yeah, you definitely can. So, you know, those guys, you know, I mean, TNA has its purpose, and I think it shows that wrestling has its purpose. You know,
Yeah. It's funny though, because I never thought of it like TNA is almost like a polishing system to go to WWE or AEW.
yes, or NJPW. You know, it
Yeah,
doesn't.
New Japan too. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. So how's life out in LA?
it's good, man. But like I was telling you earlier, we both, you know, me and my wife have both been just trying to transition.
Yeah.
from we lived on a farm for a year and a half. So
Oh wow.
yeah,
I bet
yeah.
that, yeah, night and day right there.
Oh, we lived
Farm
on
to
a
this big city.
yeah. We went from like it was it was a culture shock because I went from smelling manure every day from to smelling dog poop every day.
Oh, no. Just a
Um,
different animal.
different smells,
Yeah, no,
different
you're
smells.
right. Yeah,
But
no,
no,
we lived in Tracy for a lot of years, so yeah, no, we smelled manure every day.
yeah,
Wasn't a farm, but smelled like one.
it don't matter, man. When you're near fields and stuff, you're going to see some crazy stuff. Like I think too, it's like we just got tired of dealing with like because we garden too, so we got
Mm.
tired of dealing with all the like the critters and stuff around there. Like we had to deal with ground squirrels. Like we'd run over ground squirrels every day going
Oh my god.
Whoa.
like because they're literally like trying to dodge cars. They like their purpose in life is to dodge cars. They
Oh my gosh. What?
they're just like boom, 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 boom. They would wait for cars to come. I've seen them do it. They would wait for my car to come towards them, and then they would just try to see if they could get past.
They're just they're
Wow.
daredevils.
Man, we ran over. We're driving. This story I'm about to tell you real quick because it's funny. We're like seriously driving to the store, which is 30 minutes away because we lived in a different county actually. So and we lived like 30 minutes away from Turlock to the grocery store. So we're driving to the grocery store on this country road and we hit a vulture.
Wow.
We're glad the windshield didn't break. It like
Oh my god.
Oh, it hit the windshield?
Oh.
hit the windshield.
Oh, whoa.
I bet that was a hell of a thud.
That's a big bird, man.
And I
Oh
looked at
man. We hit a bird one time, just a little bird too, on a windshield driving, and it was so jarring and like traumatizing. It was like really scary.
Yeah, and then when you have a giant bird of prey hitting your
Oh my gosh. Oh,
hitting your windshield.
Oh my gosh.
that's wild, man.
Oh.
I've been trying to figure out how to write that on stage. I didn't realize how traumatizing that was because I looked at my wife after it happened. And I was like, we got to get the fuck out of here. We have.
Any vultures in LA? Nope. Let's go.
No. I think the biggest bird of prey I saw an owl one time. That was about it.
Owls are chill though. They ain't gonna.
Owls are cool, man. Owls are like
fly in front of your car.
Yeah. Owls are like chill like cats. They're just they know they can fuck you up and they don't. They're cool. They're just
They look like cats too.
they do.
I guess they also eat like cats. They go for mice.
Ew.
Hey, they go for mice. So do cats.
They're the cats of the bird world. I feel that's what I've.
Flying cats.
They're flying cats.
They're flying cats.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I've seen like YouTube, Instagram videos of like people having like pet owls.
Wow.
Oh, I know. I'm so jealous because
and they interact with the animals like they don't like they interact with the animals like other animals would interact. Like a dog would interact with a cat if they got along. It's really weird. Really weird.
That's a weird animal to have domesticated.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But no, after that vulture and after our a cow got onto our property where we were living.
A cow?
A cow.
Oh no!
Just like
you can't just
wait. Is it like
boop it out of?
Is it like a wild cow? Is there wild cows?
Cow, yeah. It's like walking into our garden, and my wife. I'm actually in Eureka at I'm doing the weekend at a comedy show, and my wife calls me and is like, actually no. First of all, she sends me a picture, and I was like, "Is that a cow in our yard?" And she's like, "Yes." She's like,
Cedric, did you order a whole bunch of milk?
I mean, we lived on a dairy farm, so we didn't really have to order much milk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we lived on a dairy farm, so
nice.
like, we had these cows were just, I mean, these cows, honestly, it was like a thin rope that this cow was on. This cow like basically ducked under the rope and went into the, and so the person that lived next to the people that lived next to us had to like go and like wrangle this cow out of our yard. Luckily they didn't eat anything or destroy anything, but we just knew we got to get out of here soon. So we like that was our motivation, was to get off the farm. We got off the farm. So it's been cool here. It's been really cool here.
I mean, if you live on a farm, you're gonna have animal mishaps like vultures and cows.
Ground squirrels.
That's crazy though.
And I love animals too, so it wasn't a big deal for me. My wife gets freaked out by like animals and insects, and I love animals and insects. I think I love nature. So, but it was just like it wasn't like regular nature stuff. It was like prehistoric, like looking beetles and bees I have never seen in my life, like ripping apart, like, I'm sorry I'm being graphic, but like ripping apart other bees. Like I was like, dude,
oh my god, yo, this is a little too much nature.
Different animal.
I don't use bee DNA labs on my tree.
Oh my gosh. One time Sam and I were in like the drive-thru at a Wendy's in San Jose.
Oh, and speaking of being graphic.
I know. Speaking of trigger warning, it's graphic. So we're at the drive-thru menu, right? And we're getting ready to order, and we're looking straight at the menu. Yeah. And right next to the menu is a fucking hawk ripping apart a like seagull or a fucking pigeon.
Literally ripping chunks of meat
and feathers flying, and we're just like, okay, I'm good. I don't know.
Right next where you order too.
Why do you gotta be bird on bird crime right near where you
Aren't you supposed to do that in the forest? Go.
Yeah. Do that in a field or somewhere.
You're brave, man. Right in front of a whole bunch of cars.
Right?
What restaurant were you at?
It was like a Wendy's, yeah.
At a McDonald's, man. That's
you're like, can I get a double and can somebody save that bird? Can we get a bird paramedic out here or something? Shit.
Hey guys, you're gonna have to clean up clumps of bird outside your
I bet business was slow that day.
Oh.
There's a beak and a wing over there. That's crazy, man. Like, yeah, the animal kingdom is great. I didn't think we would be talking about animals like this.
I didn't really either, but that's fine. Animals are cool.
This is the magic of conversation, guys. This is just wonderful. Yeah, but no, yeah, animals, man. Like I can deal with like a hummingbird and all different types of stuff. But then I see like 3 or 4 different species of like dragonfly. I'm like, we got to get out of here. I don't know what else.
Do you have any pets that you like relocated to LA with?
Yeah, we have cats. So
nice. How many cats?
2. We have 2.
That's cool.
We have
what are
2.
their names?
I gotta get them right because I have different.
Unless it's your Facebook password, then don't tell us.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Pepper, and that's the girl, and the boy. You're gonna love this. Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
No.
Oh wow.
Named him MJF. And
does he punk Pepper and say that he's better than her?
Oh, dude, he is the sweetest cat, but he's a jerk. He's sweet, but he's a jerk. He's kind of like MJF. He's sweet.
Oh, okay.
He can be very sweet, like in interviews and if you're one-on-one, but like he's pushing her out of the way for food. Like he's talking. He talks a lot like MJF. So it's like, Mara. He'll like just doing stuff like all the time. He's man, be careful what you name your animals. That's all I have to say.
Hell yeah.
Ours is named Gizmo. And she
that's dope.
Yeah, I love
the Gremlins. I love the Gremlins so much. So that's dope.
Yeah, we named her that because when we first got her, we thought she was a boy. Well, she thought she was a boy. And when we first got her and we fed her, because she was like a stray, but she was only like about a month old. Yeah. She was eating. We gave her tuna, and she was like grumbling, like rah, 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 while she was eating. And so she sounded like a little gremlin, and her ears were really big, like also like a gremlin, like Gizmo.
Dropped water on her ever since. I wouldn't.
We tried not to. She doesn't like it.
She did not like it, so we avoid it.
Well, we feed her
wearing a collar. She will not. She refuses.
Yeah, but we feed her after midnight often, so nothing's happened so far.
Okay, good. Okay.
Whenever people ask me what kind of cat she is, like, oh, what kind of cat is Gizmo? I always say she's a Mogwai. It's not true, but I say that.
It's funny though. Like I would just make up some stuff.
Hell yeah.
Some cats look really creepy anyway, so it's like it's cool.
And then you're lucky because right before we came on the Zoom with you, because she's in the she's in the background right now on the bed. She's laying there. But right before I came on the Zoom with you, she was on the screen and she was licking her own butthole. So
and then a sunbeam was going directly onto her crotch.
So she looked like she was in a spotlight. Yeah.
I took a picture because it was just so fucking ridiculous.
It was getting anointed as she was.
Right? It was all. Oh.
Yeah.
It was like the instant dryer.
That's wild. You know what? It's just like I think you guys have a cat. It's funny, like where they groom themselves. Like we have a piano. And my cat grooms himself on the edge of the piano. Like he's trying to like balance himself and groom himself at the same time.
And it's like you don't have to work so hard.
You don't have to do it there.
Man, like okay, and you don't have to flex and show how much balance you have. Like being able to lift your leg up and lick your crotch and balance on the edge of this piano at the same damn time. Like dude. Oh man, I love animals.
Yeah.
We had her cat tree on the opposite side of the room, and at the very top of her cat tree, I have a sign that says "Always kiss me goodnight." And then she would start grooming herself right next to the sign, and it's like, yeah, I'm not kissing you. I'm not kissing you goodnight. Not after that.
No. And my cat's breath, one of my cat's breasts is smelling pretty bad lately. So like I'm just trying not to get too close to her face. So she's, but the animals is part. But yeah, like it's been cool. Yeah. And they came with this and we thought it was gonna be a real ordeal because like transporting cats can be tough sometimes.
Yeah.
When you know how it is. I mean having animals having to try to make them go a long distance and deal with that is crazy. But like one of our cats loves the car. She loves being in the car. She wants to be traveling. She likes it. The boy is terrified of anything moving. So they were totally chill when we drove to LA though for the first time, and they were great. They were great. They were great.
Cool. Good.
How do they because when we moved about a year and a half ago, it took our cat like a few days to like really like actually she held her poop in for about 4 days because she was so worried about living in a new place, and it took her a few days to adjust.
So they can hold their poop in for long periods and pee for long periods of time.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yes, they can. My wife's like, they can hold their pee up to 24 hours. I was like, man, that's
must be nice.
I know. For me, 24 minutes sometimes is hard.
Yeah.
Especially the older I get,
if I sit too long in one spot, like I know I'm gonna have to pee like the dick. Like it doesn't take long. Yeah, man. But
Sedric, where did you grow up?
I grew up in the Bay Area. I grew up in the peninsula. So like Palo Alto, Menlo Park. I grew up in Menlo Park, but I grew up in East Palo Alto, Menlo Park area for my whole life, basically, until I moved to the Central Valley a couple years ago. So I've been in the Bay Area, went to college in the Bay Area. So that's where I'm from.
Hell yeah, that's cool. That's a good area. It's a nice Menlo Park area. It's a really nice area. So that's cool. That's a good spot to grow up.
It is a cool spot. Yeah, I mean, I can't complain how I grew up. It's really chill. I got to deal with a diverse number of like diverse people, not just white or black. So it was cool to grow up there.
I like that because it gives you a perspective on a lot of different people.
It does. And growing up, like I went to all white schools because like the best schools were like all white. my parents didn't want me to go to private school. So like most of my friends were white. So I knew how crazy white people were from you know,
like, you got tempered at an early age.
It made me understand them though. It made me understand them on a level that I never thought I would understand them. And you know, I learned, and one thing that this is the reason why diversity is important. I learned that not all white people are racist. And there are some that are, and you have to discern. And you have to and see the problem is with our society, we don't even want to discern and be critical about the people that could possibly or not. And some people don't even try to get to know other races or get comfortable with other people. So like it forced me to get comfortable with other people and be around it. So I grew up around a lot of white people. My two best friends are white and they're crazy as hell. So I mean, I knew how crazy white boys were like for a long quick. They're crazy. They're quick.
Hell yeah, that's funny, dude. That's funny. And then you're right though. I think like an area like that would be predominantly like white people. So like, did you deal with like a lot of racism or no? Not really.
You know what, man? You know, and I'll be honest with you. A lot of my friends were and their parents were pretty. I hate to use this word because it's been bastardized, but woke. And I'm not saying it because they were very aware of me. They were very aware of what color I was. And I didn't get a lot of racist stuff because my friends would check a lot of people.
That's cool. That's good.
It was different. One of my friends said, "We never want you to feel uncomfortable about you being black. We will never make you feel," and I never felt uncomfortable. Like that, like a collective people that some people that don't even like you, like personally, like they protect you from racial issues. That means that they care about your well-being.
They care about people, and then we need more of that in the world.
Yeah, and that I mean, I have respect for a lot of the people I grew up with because they didn't have to treat me. They could have treated me like dog shit, and they didn't. And some of them were still like, man, don't you let anybody disrespect you about who you are, you know, till this day, you know, some of them were like, just don't, and then, I know some guys are still racist pieces of crap. So,
absolutely.
It goes hand in hand, you grow up with people that they're different from different walks of life. And then a lot of the friends I had money. So it's like their parents knowing they have money and understanding, what a black kid might go through. It's rare. It's rare. It's really rare to be around a whole bunch of white people, that many white people, and be like, I don't feel like I'm going to be discriminated against. And and to have that confidence.
Just to be able to like live your life without like being worried or scared or whatever. That's awesome.
Yeah, and that set me up for for being prepared for a lot of things, because I had a lot of friends who I would tell this and they were like, I never like that I never had that privilege. And I had to think about that, and I was like, man, that is a privilege to not be called the N-word ever.
Yeah.
Wow. And then I guess that would also be like, give you confidence in a way too, because if you're being treated poorly, then your confidence will be, beaten to the ground. And so I feel like then, I don't know what I'm saying.
I just think there's a lot of value in it.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
And what's important, and I think this is important, is that, because it wasn't about racism, more or less I got crapped on for not being rich. So that was that was a drop off. Like, okay, you're not the N-word, but you poor as hell. So it's like,
you're the P word.
You're the worst one, which is poor.
You're the P word.
and it's like they didn't want to say that, but I was like, you don't hang out with me because you're not comfortable, because I don't have the resources you have, and you don't want to, you don't want me to be embarrassed by that. And it's not, I'm not. Like, I mean, shoot, how can I be embarrassed walking into a 10,000 foot home? You know,
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, just
like
the fact that you live in that area is already
like you
something
guys are
enough.
helping me. You know that. Like I told my friends, I was like, when I like if I ever get famous, I'm not gonna have a huge head because I've seen this crap before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I ever get to a point where, this something happens, it's like you set me up for success. Like my wife when we were first dating, she like sat me down, was like, "Hey, I just want you to know, my parents have a really large house." And I was like, "Okay, all right." She's like, "You don't care?" I was like, "Man, I've been to large houses all over my life. I'm good." Went to her house. It was a small 2-story house. I was like, this is chump change compared to what I've seen. I was like,
Oh,
I don't even know why you guys have an intercom.
You're all this is a guest house.
This is a beach house compared to the houses I've been to.
Oh, but she valued it. She was like, "Oh, this is a lot."
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was a lot to her.
And I respected it too, because her the way she grew, because I had to think of like the way she grew up was different from the way I grew up.
Yeah, exactly.
Kids at her, she grew up in Tracy, so like,
yeah, I can imagine growing up in Tracy.
Oh dang.
Yeah, kids were like really really gung ho about like, oh, she's got a big house and she's rich and all that stuff, and it's like growing up in a rich area, nobody talked about being rich. It was like, well, I got this and I got that, or hey, let's do this. It wasn't so like I wasn't really tripping off of that when she told me about her parents' house, because she lived with her parents when we met. So I was whatever.
That's being Tracy rich.
Yeah, Tracy rich is very it's a very weird like rich.
Yeah. It's like we have a field. We own a field.
Right? Everybody's in the field.
Oh man.
Like it's not African rich where you got like 2 pools and like the size of a football field that has no agriculture on it. It's just grass. It's just
and a fountain.
Because you don't need to be agriculture, that's why.
Yeah. Like, I mean, they invest, they don't farm. So it's different. Like I told her, I was like, I didn't grow up like my wife at all. Like most of her friends grew up like very religious. Where I'm from, religion is there, but it's not in the forefront. It's not like
mandatory.
Nah, it's not mandatory.
Yeah.
I don't. It was that was different in itself. It was like I didn't go to church. I stopped going to church like 12 years old. So like, she's like, I had to go to church till I was 18. I was like, well, that's how you grew up.
Yeah, right.
So
I grew up going to church voluntarily because I went with my friends who lived down the street a little bit, and I went probably from like elementary school through high school, and then around high school age, I kind of felt like, oh, maybe I don't belong here, and then that's when I stopped going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and my thing too is like I started to realize, especially at like 12, it's like I don't know how much more I'm going to get out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just kind of knew that, like inherently at a young age. It was like I kind of believe, like I do have belief in things, but I don't have this belief that I need to be in a place with other people I don't like every Sunday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Yeah. I think that's like one of the biggest things that religions tote is that, oh, here you'll have community, but what if like it's a community of people that aren't so great?
Yeah.
Like they don't put that part out.
Yeah, a community only works if you're going to get something out of that community, and that community is going to get something too. And there is a care to being in that community, and there's a camaraderie and a fellowship in being in that community. Like, I don't want to be in a forced community. I don't want to have to be forced or be forced to say hello to someone that gives me the creeps. Like, like, let's be honest, some people who are super religious are very creepy. And it's not, I don't think they mean to be. I just think they've been so indoctrinated into their religion that they don't know how to just be normal people or have a normal conversation. Like, I had this one very young girl came up to me one day at a coffee shop in Tracy. And she was like, "Hello, how are you doing?" And I was like, "Okay, we gotta have a nice conversation." And then right after that, she was like, "So do you have a relationship with Jesus Christ?" And I'm like, "That's personal."
That is personal. I agree.
Are you gonna ask me what my dick size is now? Like,
like, me and Jesus Christ are on the down low. Like,
right. I'm married. Don't let my wife hear you ask me that question.
Like, we're getting intimate here, and no, but it feels like that because I have a personal relationship with my own spirituality that I do not want someone to just be like, "You can just ask me this," because you don't know me. You know, I'd rather you ask me questions. I'd rather you ask me my name first before you ask me if I have a relationship with Jesus Christ. Like, that's creepy to me. Like,
you're right. You're absolutely right, because it's like, you don't even really care about me. You're just trying to sell your religion.
Yeah. And it's like, if you really want to be nice and cool, like, you know, just like when you're trying to get me to do things, you got to butter me up first with conversation. You got to figure out a way to get me engaged where I might want to tell you this stuff, but not right here at a coffee shop when I first met you. Like, I don't want to hear that crap. So, you know,
I've always felt like they should. It's always so aggressive.
And
if you really want to, I don't know, sell someone on a religion, I would say be an example. Just show how good of a person you are, as in, like, just be, you know, whatever you're trying to say that it does for you. And then people will gravitate to that vibe because they're like, man, you know, everything's going well for you and you're such a good person. And that makes me want to kind of like follow that kind of lead. Like, don't just like, you need to do this or you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, it just
yeah, or, you know, it's this hellfire and brimstone attitude.
Yeah.
That even you have being cheerful. It's like, hello, how
right?
you doing? Do you have a relationship with Jesus Christ? If you don't, you're gonna die. It's like, why are you telling me I'm gonna die in a nice way? Like, this is
why are you happy about that?
Why are you happy about
it? Yeah, at least buy me a coffee first.
Yeah. Buy me, let's smoke some weed first before I talk to you about my religious background.
That is pretty crazy. Yeah, that is wild. That is wild.
Wild. Yeah. So go ahead.
I was gonna say, when did you become like a fan of like stand-up comedy in your life?
Oh man. Shoot, probably when I was like 6 years old. My dad started playing Richard Pryor.
Oh wow, nice.
And I have parents. I don't think they're gonna see this, so I don't really care. I have parents. I wouldn't say they neglected me as a child, but they didn't restrict me. They didn't restrict me from seeing anything.
Same.
Like,
I think it's the time frame, because I feel like my parents were the same way. Like I mean, they did neglect me a lot, but I feel like there was no, like, I could go out anytime I wanted. I can go anywhere. I didn't have to really tell my parents. I can go to the store by myself as a little kid, and like I could watch whatever I wanted on TV. Yeah, I feel like there was no real restrictions either. So I think it was just like the time frame of the world.
Yeah, I know. I think you're totally right. I think especially dealing with boomers, we
yes.
a lot, but boomers are types of people where they're kind of like, we got our own thing going here.
Yeah.
We're gonna let your thing. So we're not gonna really care what you watch. So like I watched Comedy Central all the time. I remember when Central would have Comedy Central would have like just stand-up showcases. A lot of stand-up showcases, which they don't have a lot of anymore. They don't do a lot. But like I used to watch Two Drink Minimum and all that stuff and got attracted to stand up and how jokes were told. And like I really love the power of someone being able to control a crowd of 100+ people.
Yeah, yeah.
Be funny for 30 minutes. Like that was something that I was like, wow, I wish I could do that. That seems really hard. And I told my mom when I was like, I would say 7 or 8, I want to be a comedian. She's like, that's too hard. You're not gonna like you're not gonna want to do that. And I'm like,
oh wow, that's crazy. That's young.
yeah, I wanted to be, I honestly I wanted to be an entertainer around that time. So stand up was something I watched a lot of. It was something that that me and my dad bonded through. Like, I mean, I listened to mom's Mabley tapes and Red Fox and Richard Pryor, and I saw Raw at like 7 years old at Raw. And
you grew up real quick at 7 years old watching that.
Dude, I was mesmerized, man. Like mesmerized by how this guy, a human being, could get a crowd to just crack up the way. Like it was empowering to me. It was even at an early age, it was like, this is amazing. This is amazing that I'm laughing and he's controlling my laughter. Like he could say something right now that probably is offensive, and I probably would still laugh at it because he is controlling what I'm doing expertly. So, comedy is stand up has been something I have always enjoyed for a very long time, and I mean, I really do thank my dad for not caring what age I was and just no, seriously, and allowing me to explore, the medium without this. Oh, you can't hear that because there's cussing.
Yeah, you're right. And then I feel like like these days it's a lot more like sheltering, not sheltering, but you're like, they can't see certain things until a certain age or whatever. But yeah, you're right. At our age, it was on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing too, it's like I if I think if my parents hadn't done that, I'd probably be playing more sports. I'd probably be in the professional sports world. But like I knew that watching, Steve Harvey, or I'm not a Steve Harvey fan, but that's like the first comic that came to my mind. But like watching those type of comics and then watching how the crowd reacted to them, it just made me want to pursue it. It took me a long time to pursue it because it people kept telling me how hard it was. It's so hard. It's so hard, and it's so hard for the reasons I did not think it was hard.
Oh,
And
wow.
no, I thought, oh, going up on stage, that's really, really hard. Going up on stage. But the hardest part of dealing with comedy is dealing with the comics and dealing with all that red tape, dealing all the stuff that goes in between it. Getting on stage is easy, man. Especially if you're at open mic, you're expressing who you are in a free way. When you start doing shows and you have to impress a producer, or you have to try to, or impress, a booker or whatever, that's when it becomes hard. And that's when the consistency becomes like, okay, I have to be consistent here, or I have to make sure that I do it a certain way, or or a producer wants you to only tell clean jokes, or there's always this type of thing. So I didn't realize how hard it was until I started getting into it, and I was like, man, this ain't easy. This ain't for
and
people.
Everybody's like, we warned you.
Oh, and some of my friends were like, I couldn't really tell you, and my wife too, because she was in the she wasn't a comedian, but She was in the entertainment world as a musician for a while, and she's like,
Oh, that's cool. Nice.
yeah, she's like, I can't tell you, even in music, there is weirdness between artists, and it's not always cut and dry, and you're not always going to get along with everybody. And she's totally right, man. She's totally right. But at the same time, I've met some incredible people.
Yeah, same. Yeah, absolutely.
It really it's like it's an offset type thing. It's like, okay, yeah, there's some real jerks, but man, there's some really, really good humans at the same time. So it's just like life. And you got to weed out the scumbags. You got to weed out the nice people too. You got to put them in different categories, and not everybody is going to be your cup of tea. Not everybody is going to like you, especially in what we do. And you kind of have to kind of just let it go and understand, this is about you and getting better as a individual comedian.
I feel like there's also like almost not a compulsion, but like just like a weird thing where comics will like just try to accept everyone because they know what it's like to not be accepted. But that does come to detriment because they might not be for you. There's a whole bunch of people that are on the same vibe and that can really grow with each other, and you could be preventing them from growing with each other if you're holding on to people that are just like not serving you in the way that you need.
100%. And that you're 100%. I think the thing that I got resonated with what you said was, not serving you in a certain way. And I think that's kind of, it's unfortunate that, everybody has to have a price or an angle, and and we can't always be nice. But I've learned, it's taken me a while, 10 years, to understand that you can't let everybody in. You can't. I mean, even if you might think, oh, I think I might get along with this person, you have to look at the person as a whole and how they deal with other people, and how you might like that person, you and that person might get along, but it might be the detriment of another relationship or something else, or like it can be tough. It can be tough sometimes dealing with folks that, especially, you're a fence about. But I think too, I think the biggest problem with us in comedians, and we know we're in the same circles and we see each other a lot. It's like, get to know these people, get to know who they are. Like, I deal with comedians, and I deal with some comedians who just want to judge you from afar and want to judge you by the way you look and act, is because they don't have the communication skills or the social skills to go up to you and interact and network with you in a way where it's like, okay, I'm going to get to know this individual. And comedy, and being a stand-up comic and being successful at it, and this is one thing, you have to be able to talk to other people. You able to communicate with others in a way of respect and love. And I don't think a lot of comedians go up to comedians. I'm like, I like your work. I like what you do. Yeah. I like your stuff. And it's not me being overly nice. It's like, I'm acknowledging your art.
Absolutely.
I'm acknowledging what you do. And I don't think a lot of comics do that. I don't think, not the ones I've seen. They'll go up
we're more old school. That's why I think.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. And I think that's important to note. And I'm not gonna stop doing it, because I've had comedians come up to me and say, man, I really appreciate you respect what I do. And I was like, yeah, I've listened to your, like, even because I deal with a lot of more established comics too in LA. And I'm like, I love your album. I love what you do. I love what you do. And I think you have, in order for people to take you seriously, you have to take them seriously and take what they do seriously. Yeah. And that's not, and that means you have to talk to them. You have to get to know them, You know,
one thing I find enjoyable about talking to comics like that is when you see a comic that's like kind of blossomed and it's gotten better, and then you're like, hey, you know, I've seen you get better, I've seen you go from this to this, you know, good job. And then that really shows them that they're seen too,
and their progress.
100%. I'll DM if there's a comic I didn't get to say talk to at an open mic and I saw that they did well, I'll DM them and be like, hey man, what you did was dope. This was so dope. You've improved so much. There's comedians now that I look at them like, man, when I first saw you, you were terrible. You were horrible.
Yeah.
but like seriously, and like I got one dude that I mess with now. He's like, you know, I was terrible at first. And I was like, yeah, you're still terrible, but you're a lot better than you were.
Yeah.
And in a couple more years, you'll be a little less terrible.
and guess what? I was terrible. I was terrible when I started. Everybody's terrible when they first start. It is what it is. And I get really mad at comics who like want to talk the shit about, oh, where's open micer? And I was like, how many years has he been in? Like, I think it's his first year. Then be quiet and stop being a jerk. Stop being a jerk, man. He chose this. And I hate when comics are like, oh, you need to quit. Comics need to quit. I was like, you need to quit talking and just do it. We're all out here because we want to be comedians, and none of us are the same. None of us are the same.
Yeah, exactly. And then we all have our own lives. We all have like families or work or whatever the case. Like everybody has kind of their own drum to march to.
Yeah. And I think it's important that people understand that it's okay to be honest about someone's art. They are standing in front of you, and some of them might not want feedback, but some of them do, and some of them want you to be like, hey man, that was really good. I really like that part about your mom and how she wears house all the time. Like shit like you have to like, in order to get along with comics and stand-up comics and be cool in the scene, I think being honest and not being fake is important. I think
or nice.
Not,
I feel like nice can be very fake sometimes.
I think being kind is the way to go.
Yes.
Because when you're kind and you're honest, people are like, oh yeah, thanks. Because like I had one comic look at me and was like, can you be brutally honest with me about this? And I was like, of course, that's not a problem. And they get more out of it. I get more out of it if you tell me, I think that bit sucks, Ed. I think you should go back and finish that. We're at an open mic. We're not at a show. Yeah. You can tell me this because we're all in the same art. We're all the same comedians. If there's something that's not right about my joke that I can enhance and make better because you had the courage to say something to me because you think we're comfortable with each other, that's fine. Take a risk.
Because you saw it from a perspective that I didn't see it from.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's really important. And I don't think I'm not, and and any comedian that listens to this podcast, you need to know, do not be afraid. If you see me at a bar and I've seen your act, do not be afraid to ask me if you need some advice or whatever. And I'm not going to be, and I've asked comedians, what do you think about this joke that I just did? And they'll be brutally honest with me sometimes. And some will be like, oh, it was all right. And I'm like, you're bullshitting. You know, this wasn't all right.
It's funny because there's a thing in comedy right now that I'm seeing where comics are like offended by unsolicited advice. You know, like if I come up to you like, hey, Sedric, I really like this joke about this. Maybe you should try this, right? I think that's a great thing because as many perspectives and ideas as you can get for one thing is good. And even if what I say to you, you don't want to use it, it still kind of gives you a little bit more perspective on it. And so I think unsolicited advice is a good thing, but people look down on it these days.
Well, I mean, also, I think I feel like it's a nice gesture.
Yeah.
Paid attention to my.
You're right.
Hey, what were you thinking when you did this? Or what was your direction when you were trying to go for this joke? Or, hey, there's probably an act. I had somebody come up to me after one of my sets and say, "Hey, you should say this," and there's a good act out with this. And I did it the next time, and it went even better than when I told it the first time, because I listened and I was like, "Oh, I can do an act out here," and it worked. And I think unsolicited advice is not taking unsolicited advice is an ego thing.
Yeah.
It people don't like to take unsolicited advice because they think, oh, what I just did is right. I just got to work out. But that's why you're here. You're here to work out. And there are people that are trying, that could be possibly better than you, that have been writing longer than you, that might give you a leg up. Like,
yeah, we help each other out a lot with like, oh, maybe you should say this, or maybe say it like this, things like that. And so I think that's kind of why, like, I'm more comfortable approaching a comic at an open mic and being like, hey, maybe try this.
because you've and I think this is important. You've conditioned yourself to receive feedback, because what that is really how this works. But see, what is not told to you is that not all comics are going to help you get there, because a lot of them, in some sick way, don't want to see you do well, or aren't comfortable with you because they don't know how to talk to you, or they don't know how to approach you.
Or
And
just because you're like not in their friend group even.
yes. And that is stupid. I'll go up to a comic that works at the door at the comedy store and be like, "Oh man, I like this joke. Why don't you try this?" And sometimes they're like, "Yeah, you're right. That's really good. I will try that." And I've had them try it, and it worked, or it didn't work. And they're like, "It kind of worked. I think if I tweak that might work." And it's like, and guess what that breeds? That breeds a community.
Yeah.
Beyond just your group. Like, if I go up to you like, "Hey man, this joke is really, really funny. I really like this. Why don't you add this?" I'm not doing it to be a jerk. I'm doing it because I love your joke, and I think you can enhance this joke.
It's more of a jerk if you're outside smoking a cigarette and you don't even care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
you're right.
I don't understand why comics, I mean, whenever we're in the Bay Area too, like, I mean, I used to have, I'm not going to name names.
Name names. I'm just kidding.
I actually forgot who it was.
Okay.
And they were like, I hate when people come up, I hate when other comics come up to me and give me advice. And I was like,
that's a lot of people. Yeah.
And I was like, why? Because look, man, just because it might not work for you, but then it might get you thinking about something else you can enhance your act.
Yeah,
you're
right.
Up there to rehearse your jokes. You're up there to practice your jokes. Why are you getting mad at a grown person who is watching you tell jokes, who tells jokes as well, and they're trying to help you make that joke better? Especially if that person might be better than you, or like an established comic who has written many, many jokes for other people. You might want to listen to them.
And then on the flip side, like, I've heard people suggest things to me, and there's many things where I'm like, I wouldn't do that, but I would still like hear them out and get their perspective on it.
Yeah, because it might change your perspective, and that might your perspective to make different direction. You might not take that direction. You might think initially that direction was stupid, and you're like, maybe they're right. Maybe I do need to change it in a certain way, but not their way.
Right.
It makes you think.
I guess those wheels turning. Yeah.
I hate when people are like, "Oh, I don't want any comics. I don't want to listen to comics and all this stuff.
I don't want advice."
And those are the same people like, "I don't watch other comics." I'm like, why are you
I've
here?
heard that too.
That's
like,
wild.
Oh, you're not a fan of what you do,
right?
Are you passionate?
like the only person that should be mad at me and watching comics all the time is my wife, because I always have stand-up. I'm always watching stand-up, or I'm watching some type of comedy documentary or something. Like, that's the only person. But like, we're here for stand-up comedy, and you're like, well, I don't want to, like, what about if I have a bit that's similar to that person? I don't want to be influenced. I'm like, I was like, nah. I was like, look, sit there, laugh, watch the person before you, or watch the person, especially watch the person you're on a showcase with or a show with.
Yeah, especially those people. And that way, you can say something about them if you want to, or watching a comic before you, it just helps you to generally like read the room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it helps you so much with your act if you paying attention to the show. If you're not, I remember I was at a show in Sacramento and there were some comics outside the show. And they refused to watch certain comics. And I was like, why are you being so petty? Like, I have watched comics that I don't like and learned from them and learned and enjoyed their set anyway, because I took my ego out of it. We put too much ego into the joke telling and into the problem that we don't that we lose sight of why we did this in the first place. Is to make art and to also respect other people's art. And you're on this showcase, you could watch this person and really be like, okay, they have improved. I might not like them as a person, but man, they're making this show good. And I don't. It's just too much ego. But that's just the way the game is. That's just the way it is.
Any entertainment thing is going to have an ego kind of vice on things sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with some people. Like, you got to be. I mean, to do what we do, there has to be a certain type of, but we have to, there has to be some respect too,
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. So you were saying that you wanted to do stand-up comedy, and a lot of people kind of put the fear in you a little bit by saying it was too hard. What was it that made you actually get on the stage?
My current wife. She it's not as cute as you think.
It's not sweet. Don't worry. Okay. It's not sweet. She actually pushed me, and I didn't even know it was a stage. She pushed me to
the door, and then I was like, I couldn't know. Yeah, well, it's so we've been talking, and she's like, what do you like to do? What do you do? And before I even got on stage, I was like, I'm a stand-up comedian. And I that's what I kind of want to do. And she's like, then you need to do it. She's like, I mean, you don't do anything but work, go home, play video games, watch a whole bunch of movies. You don't do it. So I went probably like 2 months later. I said I'm going to start at the beginning of the year. I started on January 4th, 2016 on a dare. She's like, you're not going to go. I don't believe you.
On a dare.
Oh, dang.
Was like, you're not going to go. She's like, you're too comfortable just doing what you want to do. And I called her bluff, like I kind of do in life. And I called her bluff, and she was like, I loved it. I got up on stage. I went to Woodham's Lounge in Santa Clara.
Yeah, I've been there many, many times. A lot of good memories there.
Hey man, I'll tell you, that place helped me a lot as a comic. That place as a whole helped me. I got to meet some really incredible comics there. And I told my wife, I was like, if it wasn't for you basically saying, hey, stop being a pussy and try it. That's basically what she was saying in a very kind way. I wouldn't be here. So I appreciate it. It's been ups and downs.
Oh yeah, but absolutely.
As you guys know, if there isn't ups and downs, it's you're not doing it right.
Yeah, exactly. If there's no ups and downs, then it's only downs. There's no ups.
and like I get mad because I'm like, oh, this comic, like you look at other comics and you're like, oh, they didn't have any issues. Look, they're just skating through. They're doing all these shows and stuff. And I'm like, they got other problems. Trust me on that. They got other issues. Comedy is their way of getting away from the issues they can, and they all intertwine with each other, especially when you get into this and you want to do this at a high level. it's not easy. It puts dampers on relationships. It can make things harder on you and the person you're with. So, you know,
yeah. I've always said that I'm grateful that Athena and I share a passion, because if she was into something different, not into comedy, then I could see how it could be maybe a problem if I focus on it a lot.
100%. And it's tough
Yeah.
too, because my wife would be like, "You're talking about comedy too much,"
And you're like,
and
you pushed me into it, lady. This is you created this monster.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna ask you guys: do you guys ever look at each other and be like, "We gotta stop talking about comedy and maybe just have a day for ourselves"? Like we gotta kind of like just reset and just kind of like do something else today and not think about comedy. Um, because I think for me, my wife doing that has helped me with my material and not and not always and not always thinking about it, because I'm living my life, and that's gaining more material for me, but also like it's helping my mental health too, for her saying, "Hey, stop thinking about comedy so much sometimes and let's just do stuff. Let's just enjoy each other." Um
Yeah, that's pretty
and
awesome.
I think that that has helped me. um you know, I used to just obsess over it. I used to be like, "Well, this and this, and I gotta get on this show," and she's like, "Chill. You gotta chill.
That's what show you gotta get on.
You gotta
The
chill.
chill
You got
show.
like." She's like, "You gotta chill," because like honestly, she's like, "I know you love this, but," she said, if you let anything that you love consume you, you're
Yeah,
not gonna be at your best." And
yeah. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
you go ahead, yeah, and
Oh,
I
I
mean,
was gonna say, I think not only comedy, but I think almost in any aspect of life, um, to get out of your head once in a while is healthy. To not
100%.
get stuck in your head.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's kind of like what she provided for me. I mean, she started. I mean, she's one of the reasons. She's a catalyst of like, she's basically the jumpstart, the ignition, and basically say, "Hey, let's do this." But at the same time, I think because she's been a musician and done a lot of clubs and done a lot of gigs, she's like, you have to have a happy medium here. If you don't have a happy medium, you're gonna lose your
You
mind. And
do.
at some point, she was right. You know, that happens because you're an artist and you want to do your best and enhance your art and get better and practice, and sometimes you have to have a break, and you have to take care of yourself.
Does your wife still perform music?
No. She got really bad TMJ. uh,
Oh no.
Her jaw, yeah, she can play, but she can't play for long periods of time. She really wants, like, she loves music. She really wants um to do it again,
Yeah.
but she told me too, she's like, "I felt like it got taken away from me." And she loves food and she wants to be a chef, so she's kind of like transitioning from music to food, and she really loves that too. But she's like, she told me too, she's like, I think I taught her too, to a certain extent. She's like, "You taught me, like, you have to relentlessly follow your passion, whatever that is. Once you find something you love, you have to relentlessly go for it." And with food, she loves it and she's relentlessly going for it. She wants to be on TV, cooking food and stuff. That's her goal, you know.
Hell yeah.
Is she
And
gonna
we're in the
do like
right
a
place for
truck?
her. She's thought about that. We used to have, so what's really cool about her is like, she used to make sandwiches for a farmers market that we were in.
Oh
Oh
wow,
Yeah.
that's
wow.
cool.
And like she'd make like paninis and like
Nice.
she would make salads and all types of stuff. And we tried to do it we tried, I'm gonna tell you something. Doing that, it's really, really hard, especially like making all the orders. I mean, we had a line
Wow.
from the word go, and it was like pulling teeth getting through this line.
That's
trying.
exciting, but I bet it's a lot of pressure too.
It's so much work and so much pressure. And at the time, I was injured when we started this business.
Oh,
So like,
I remember when you were injured. Yeah.
yeah, I was sitting there, kind of watching her, and I was taking orders, but like, it was a lot of work for her to make food and try to do orders and all this stuff. And then our truck broke down, and so she was like, you know what, this isn't the right time. But like, it showed her that she did want to do it. She's really good at it, but like, she made a consummate effort of like, you know what, I need to do more research. I need to figure out a better system. So like,
Yeah.
we kind of ixnated, but like, she'll give food to her coworkers and stuff, and they're like, you need to have a shop. Like, she's a great baker. So like, I just love that she's, passionate about something that's not music.
Yeah.
That has given her pain and given her frustration. Um,
Like a
you know,
different outlet. A different outlet.
yeah, yeah.
That's cool. And then that helps you because you're eating good.
Oh yeah, man. Like, man, she made seriously, so her ex, she was once married, and her ex-husband's grandmother taught her how to make pozole.
Oh.
Yeah. Man, it's pretty good.
Wow.
It's really good, actually. So she made some pozole the other night. She makes pies. She makes great chocolate chip cookies. She owned a gelato shop. She sold a
We
gelato
met
shop.
her at the gelato shop.
Yes, she did.
Without
She
even
did.
knowing that she was like your wife or your lady.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys were married yet.
I
But we didn't
remember
even
that.
know.
I actually remember you telling me. I remember that.
Yeah.
She was so
Yeah.
cool.
She
We thought she
was.
was so cool the whole time. She's just got such a like an awesome aura. Her energy is just so beautiful.
Yes. And I love her. I love her for that. Sometimes she's like, I don't see it. I was like, do you know, like there are certain people that walk in a room and you'll look at them and be like, damn, who is that?
Yeah.
She's that type of person. So
yes, I agree.
I have to remind her of her awesomeness a lot, because I was like, you're awesome. Most of your coworkers think you're awesome. I think you're awesome. So I think, I have to remind her of how cool she is, and how wonderful a person she is. And that's very nice that you said about her, because that's how I feel about her,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
So is there anything that you're like, any projects you're working on, or anything you're working on? I guess right now you're just working on getting back into the scene.
yeah, yeah. I'm honestly, I'm working on myself, and I'm working on jokes, and working on myself is really important, because
Yeah.
being 10 years in, I'm really, really trying to figure out how my voice works,
Yes.
and how and playing around with different things. I know certain people see me at the same mic sometimes, and it's like, what the fuck is he doing? He's not really doing, like, I'm trying to figure out, how do I navigate my funny in each set? How do I make me funny in each set? If that's through an act out, if that's through things I say, if that's through just being present in my own act at that time. I really am trying to figure out how my personality pops with my material. And I think that's always the next step, especially if you're trying to do comedy at a high level. You have to find your voice.
Absolutely.
It sounds really stupid. People think, oh,
no
you gotta
way.
voice. It's not. It's a real thing. And it's a crossroads that you have to take. And some comics know it, some comics don't. Some comics think that, oh, I just need to keep telling jokes. And I was like, you can keep telling jokes, but like, you gotta also have a relationship with you. on stage. Your relationship has to be tight with yourself on stage. You have to be genuine and authentic on stage. And I'm just working on that. And I'm also networking a lot and just trying to get myself out there. Because in LA, some people might not know this, but in LA, it's totally different from the Bay Area or Northern California. Like, you have to be present in LA. You have to show up. Like, you don't have to show up as much here where you are, but you have to be present. You have to put yourself out there, and that's
out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. Yes. And you cannot and that's the thing. Like, that's one of the reasons why I was like, this year is like, I took a year is because it's like, it is a lot of work being present all the time. It's a job and you have to be committed to that job. Totally. So, yeah.
Awesome. I think it's also what you were saying about, finding, how you interact on stage with your own jokes and stuff. I think that is what the 10-year mark is. It's finding your voice and applying it to who you are in your career now.
And that's where I am. I'm at 10 years. So
yeah. They say, when I was young in comedy, they would say, you don't even know what you're doing until you're 10 years in. And it kind of works. Kind of true.
Even the guys that have been doing it for 10 years that are on Don't Tell and all that stuff and getting opportunities. A lot of those guys, this ain't them yet. Yeah. You can tell certain comics, and I think for me, I'm blessed because, like, I know I haven't hit my highest potential yet. And I think it's fun. I think it's been fun to figure out, okay, I'm not going to restrict myself on this joke. I'm going to tell this joke from my own perspective and see where it lands. And then it's been fun to figure out, okay, how do I make this joke even better through my own personality? I don't treat it as a crutch. I don't treat it as a chore because I love this stuff. Yeah. It's like a puzzle. It's like trying to figure out how to put the pieces together to make it fit,
I love it, man. I love your perspective. You're at a really great place in your comedy and a great place in your life. And that is tremendous. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been super fun talking to you.
Hell yeah.
It's been great, man. I appreciate you guys asking me to do this. I love talking on podcasts. So, like, I would love to do this again with y'all.
Hell yeah. We have to do that. I have a wrestling podcast. I'll get you on there and we'll talk some wrestling.
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah. You know me. I'm a fan of pro wrestling. So
hell yeah. As am I. Before we get out of here, you want to plug your social media?
Yeah. So honestly, I don't do Twitter. I don't do TikTok. I do Facebook and I do Instagram.
I think you're gonna say MySpace and Carrier Pigeon.
Oh, I do Carrier Pigeon. I do smoke
vultures though.
No vultures.
No vultures. Oh no. That I'm triggered by that. You have no idea how triggered I am.
No, I do. The first thing I ever hit when we were in Tracy, with my car was like, I think it was in the middle of spring. And there was like, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but there was an abundance of butterflies and they were going through every street. So when I got home, there were dead butterflies in my grill on the front of my car. And I was like, they were just trying to live.
You massacred a bunch of butterflies. No, but
God.
What a happy note to end on.
Yeah, but I have
the circle of life.
So if you look at me, so honestly, I'm just gonna say my Instagram is Sedric with an S, Sedric with an S, spelled all out. You can I have a funny perspective on there. I think there's some stand-up clips on there. Probably I'm gonna enhance more stand-up clips in the next couple months. But
can you enhance mine too?
I wish, man.
Wow.
Good luck on that show. No, yeah, that's a different story for a different time. It's hard to get shows in, so it's hard. You got to pick your spots on what clips and stuff you do. Yeah, but no, that's it. Cedric with an S on Instagram, and Cedric Drake. I think you can find me on Facebook if you want to add me to Facebook. I don't really do Facebook like that, so.
Hell yeah. You can find me across the board at Funky Sam Medina.
And I'm at She Shines For You, all spelled out, no numbers.
Hell yeah. Thanks, Ced.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.